Once you are a recipient of the Medal of Honor, you're in demand to go places, to appear places, but you're also in a glass house. And everything you do is looked at very critically, oftentimes to the point where you can't lead a normal life. And that's just something that you have to learn to accept, and sometimes it's difficult. It's sometimes more difficult to wear the medal after you get it than the battle you fought that you received the medal for. And that's the fact of life. And if you ask any recipient, I think most of them will tell you the same thing. You're representing a faction of individuals that sacrificed in the services in the various wars, and you have to wear that with pride and dignity.
I was at his ceremony at the White House when he received the medal. Had a few moments to talk to him shortly after he had received the medal. I've said to myself, he was just about as frightened as I was, about half scared out of your wits, you know. But a couple of us were talking to him, and we told him basically the same thing. Don't let anybody take advantage of you to where it would have some bearing on this medal. And you're going to be asked to do many, many things in your experience. But he's a very stable person, has a good foundation. And I've been with him now, I guess, 3 different times, 3 different occasions. So he's solid. I don't think we have to be concerned at all about Salvatore. He's got it, and he realizes that, but still very humble with what he does.
Before the Medal of Honor came about, I received a phone call from him from Germany, and he wanted some advice. And the reason he was calling me because apparently some other people had told him about me. And the advice that I gave him is, I'm sure it's the advice that everybody else had told him about, and I'm sure that's something he already had inside of himself, is that fairly simple to be a Medal of Honor recipient. You deal with dignity. You deal with the fact that somebody ended up giving you that honor, and you always pay that honor back to them. And that's what you do. Everything is done on behalf of somebody else, but they're the ones that gave you what you received. And all we did was doing our job that day like anything else. And it so happens that somebody took the time to write you up and took the time to put it in, and there you are. All of a sudden you're a Medal of Honor recipient, and you carry that, not a burden, but it's that blue ribbon you wear around your neck, and it's with you for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. And you got to make sure that you carry that with dignity, not to embarrass yourself. That's not the point, because you end up embarrassing those that gave you that privilege, those that died, those that still carry on in the military. They're the ones that you really wear that ribbon for. And if you can remember that, you got it made. And he's been doing great ever since.
I think that you have to be cognizant of the fact that you're going to be exposed to situations and elevations of corporate America that you probably wouldn't have been before you were awarded the medal. And as long as you don't let your hat size grow 3 or 4 times, and you keep that, and keep in mind what you represent. It's not about you. It's about who you represent. That's the whole key of wearing this medal. And so I certainly don't let that bother me, and the other recipients find themselves in the same situation. But you have to be cautious, because if you start stepping over that line and say, it's about me, gosh, it's about me, then you're missing the whole point of why we, as recipients, were awarded the Medal of Honor.